Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Jessica Duffy with Jessica Duffy Beauty, and today we're doing something a little bit different. As you can see, I'm in my living room. Please excuse my son's toys in the background. I just wanted to mix it up for you guys and make it a little bit more interesting. So today we're really I'm gonna show you how to get beautiful, glowy, hydrated looking skin with a few simple products and a few tips and tricks along the way. So if you guys are interested, just keep on watching. Okay, so the first tip that I can really give you guys is always drink as much water as possible. You can have the most amazing skincare routine, the most expensive products, and if you're dehydrated, your skin will show. So that's just the first tip I can give you. Always drink as much water as possible. So yeah. And for the next tip, just get as much sleep as possible. Ideally, you want to always go to bed before 11 p.m. because your skin really rejuvenates between the hours of, I want to say, midnight and 4 a.m. And so I'll have to clarify that for you because I have heard the Beauty Within team speak about that, but I do know that sleep is a huge factor in how well your skin will look. So far we have water, drink as much as possible, and sleep. And for the third tip, it's going to be obvious. It's going to be, a good skincare routine. And what I can really say that I've learned in the last 6 months is always washing your face at night. Never, ever fall asleep with makeup on. That is the biggest mistake you can make. I know stuff happens, we get tired, we work hard, but just always make sure you're getting every bit of your makeup off. And for a good skincare routine, you don't have to go out and buy a ton of really expensive products. Just have a good cleanser, a good, maybe one toner, one serum, hydrating, and one moisturizer to lock it all in, 4 products, and you're good to go. And again, don't just do your skincare routine at night. Do it in the morning as well, because when you're putting all of your skincare products on your face at night, when you wake up in the morning, you're not only going to have all of those products left over, but you're also going to have all of the sweat and oil and dirt that your skin kind of purged while you were sleeping. You want to get all of that off also. It's really important for the care and health of your skin. So now that I've given you guys a little bit of a rundown of, just a few tips and tricks that I am aware of, now we're really going to dive into just a simple kind of glowy skin look for every day, especially with summer right around the corner. I know that glowy, bronzy skin is a very huge trend. Everybody wants to be tan, everybody wants to be glowy. I am obviously not that right now, but we're going to get there. So I have already moisturized and primed. I used my Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream, which is a very dewy, luminous look. As you can see here, my skin is very luminous. And then I used the Tatcha, the Silk Canvas in my T-zone because that is where I typically have larger pores, and that really fills those in for me. So right now, the next product that I'm going to go in with is the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. It comes in a glass component like this. Now, this is advertised as a primer. I'm just going to take about one pump. One pump would be enough. This is advertised as a primer, but I use it, I either mix it in with my foundation or I kind of mix it in with the lotion and put it all over my body if I really want to go for that look. I am just going to... If you see me looking right here, by the way, I have a lighted mirror, so I started to look in the reflection of my phone, but mirror's better. Anyway, I'm just going to put this all over my skin. I would compare this to a more subdued kind of liquid highlighter. So I do have an affordable option for you guys as well. So as soon as I kind of apply this, I will show. And you can take this down the neck. You can really just like pump of this, a pump of your best moisturizer, doesn't matter what kind. My favorite is the, I can't think of it right now, but we'll talk about it later. Anyway, you can take a pump of this, a good moisturizer, and put it all over your shoulders and arms and really get that beautiful, creamy, kind of luminous look. So I don't know if you can tell with this lighting, but do you see that reflective kind of, that's what we want. That's what we want with good moisture, good hydration, and a good luminous primer. Now my affordable option for you would be the Way to Glow by Profusion. This is a liquid illuminator. Now this is not a golden, this is more of a rose gold kind of color, as you can see here. The one I placed on my face is more of a gold, but the Profusion does have other colors here. Now this came in a kit. I have had the kit for quite a while. The kit came from TJ Maxx, but I do know Profusion is sold at a few other establishments. However, it does not matter what kind of liquid illuminator you get. You can get one from Maybelline, L'Oreal. I know the L'Oreal Lumi Drops are extremely popular. That is a perfect dupe for the Becca Backlight Primer. So anyway, just a good one. You can use it for several different options or several different purposes, like I explained. So now that we have gone in with this, I'm going to put her away. And next, I'm going to go in with a very thin layer of my Hourglass Vanish stick in the shade Shell. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I do want a little bit of coverage, but this is a natural finish. And although this is very full coverage, I don't want to cover up everything I just added. I just want a very even skin tone glowy look. So I'll show you my application and then we're going to move on. All right, now I am going to go in and blend this out. Be right back. Okay guys, so the very next thing I'm going to go in with is my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Fair Neutral. I'm going to go very light-handed with this. This is a very full coverage concealer. It is amazing, but today we're going for a very light, glowy kind of look. I know this is going to look like a lot. I'm just focusing this very lightly in the center. Okay, guys. Let's go ahead and blend this out. And as you can see, although I did add a very full coverage foundation, that luminous, creamy glow is still present. Very achievable kind of look. You just have to understand what products you're working with and what your skin type is. Okay guys, before our concealer has a chance to crease, we are going to go in with the Hourglass Veiled Translucent Setting Powder. Now I'm using this particular powder out of all of the ones that I own because this one is very particular. It is for more dry to combo skin. It does not grab, it does not flake, and it is not meant for baking. So we're going to do a very light pressing all over the skin just so we can set, not crease, but maintain our beautiful creamy luminous look. So before I go in, make sure I don't have any creases. I'm going to open, dispense enough product. The only thing I don't like about this powder is the packaging. It is a beautiful package, however, it is very frustrating sometimes. All right, we're gonna go in under the eye. It's going to look like a lot at first, I know. We are just setting here. We can easily maintain our luminosity with just a very light pressing of this. And the reason why we're setting, not only to avoid creasing, but because throughout the day, if you are somebody that typically gets oily, especially in your T-zone, this is something that will prevent that from happening without making it look cakey or too matte at all. So we are just pressing this with our sponge in our T-zone, and then we're going to do a light dust with a large fluffy brush all over the face. Taking these Scott Barnes 6-7 and just very lightly on the perimeters, just so that our bronzer does not grab. but we are still maintaining that luminous look. Do you see? Very easy to achieve. Okay. Moving on. Okay guys, so this next step is totally optional. This is just for my preference. So what I'm going to do is go into the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette in the first two shades and kind of dip into those two, as well as my Hourglass Ambient Luminous Light lighting powder. This is just going to really reinforce that beautiful creamy luminous look, so we're not too matte but not too dewy at the same time. So with a JH07 Morphe brush, just a little tapered, fluffy bullet brush, I'm going to go into those first two light shades as well as the luminous powder. And we're going to go right under the eye, dipping back into the two shades and the luminous powder. We're not only going to go under the eye, but we're going to go really in the T-zone. Because while I'm adding a powder that could mattify my face, I'm mixing it. I'm adding that mattifying powder to brighten, but I'm also mixing a luminous powder to kind of counteract the fact that I don't want to be mattifying, if that makes sense. I'm making sure that I'm maintaining a creamy, luminous base. So, all right, guys. Gonna move on. Okay, next we're just gonna bronze up a little bit. I'm gonna just use the Marc Jacobs Omega Bronzer in 104 Tastic. And I'm just gonna take that same Scott Barnes 6'7" brush, dip in very generously. And bronzer does not have to be precise. As I've mentioned in previous videos, it is more contour that should be more precise, if that makes sense. And this is here just to warm up our skin, give us a beautiful kind of glow. Then we'll go in with the Chocolate Soleil for a more contoured appearance. See that beautiful glow? Next, I'm just gonna go in with the shoulders because we are gonna keep our body matching our face. As you can see, I'm just dipping into that same Marc Jacobs bronzer on the same brush. We are still maintaining a beautiful luminous look. Okay, we're gonna move on to contour. Although this is a bronzer product, I am going to use the Chocolate Soleil Too Faced because it's a more cool tone, and I'm just going to add some slight shadows. Okay. Now, the key in maintaining this really beautiful glowy look is you don't want to go in with everything too sheen or too matte. You just want to make sure that you are balancing out your products. If you want to go in with a matte foundation, then go in with a beautiful glowy luminous primer, if that makes sense. Just make sure you're balancing that out. If you go in with everything dewy or everything luminous, it's going to be too much, and no matter how perfect your skin is, it will find a way to emphasize pores and texture. So what I'm going to go in with is the Wet n Wild Coloricon Pearlescent Pink, and this is absolutely the very best dupe for the NARS Orgasm, which is one of the OG most popular beautiful luminous blushes out there. It's a very peachy color with a more golden kind of reflect in it. This is $2.99. Best dupe ever, looks just like it. I don't typically use a luminescent kind of blush. I prefer to go in with a matte blush, but for the purpose of this video, for the purpose of summer and for a glowy look, I think that luminescent or glowy or reflected blushes are so beautiful. You just have to learn how to work with them. So what I'm going to do is go in with the Scott Barnes 6'4" into this Wet n Wild in the shade Pearlescent Pink. It is so beautiful. It does come with its own brush, but honestly, that would leave just a streak. So we're not going to do that today. But I am going to go on into the pan with the belly of my brush, tap off any excess, go right on the apples of our cheeks, and kind of drag back. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Oh, so beautiful. Yeah, NARS's Orgasm, I believe the price on that is like $40 for a blush, $2.99. Stick with me and I will find you dupes for everything. In fact, I have another video coming up next. I'm going to film right after this one, and it's a good surprise for you guys, a beautiful look for spring and summer. So stick around and wait for this video. I am going to just lightly dust on the chin and the forehead, not too much because this is extremely pigmented. This is a very beautiful blush though. As you can see, it did not mattify at all. It left the very beautiful glow to my face. And I will try to show you guys to see if you can see like the gold reflect in the pan. Maybe not. It is such a beautiful blush though. Honestly, for $2.99, you can't miss out on this. Don't think on it. Don't sleep on it. I'm telling you, you're going to miss out. Okay, guys, now for the last few steps, everybody's favorite steps. What I'm going to do here is going to be a little bit unethical because we're always taught to never, ever, ever put a cream or a liquid on top of powders, and that is very good advice. What I'm doing just works for me. I would not advise this for complete beginners. If you're going to add a liquid or a cream or a putty or any kind of creamy consistency highlighter, put that on before you set your face, before bronzer, before everything else, and then go on top of it with a powder highlight. But I am going to go in with the Stila Heaven's Hue highlighter in the shade Brilliance. This is a beautiful putty. I'm sure everybody has seen these before, but look at that. Is that not just the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? It is so beautiful. It's bronzy, it's glowy. It may be just a tad dark for me, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix that and kind of counteract that with a powder highlighter to go on top. But I'm going to take my damp beauty sponge. This or a small dense kabuki brush would be perfect because a loose, like a fan brush or a basic highlighting brush is not going to pick it up because it's still a solid, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead with the very tip of my beauty sponge and just get in there, you know, a few good times. You can kind of see the reflect on there. And I'm just going to press. I'm not going to drag. Don't ever drag. Just press, pat, 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 back and forth, and create that beautiful glow. You see that? Back and forth. I like putting a cream or putty highlighter down first before I go in with a powder if I'm really trying to kick up the glow, because it will give something for the powder highlighter to stick to and really just amplify every single bit of that glow. I'm only going to apply the putty to the high points of my cheeks. Do you see how beautiful that is? It just gives that beautiful, like, wet, glistening, like you just ran a mile in the rain kind of look. Look at how beautiful that is. So what I'm going to do, we're going to be done with this. The next product that I want to go into before we go ahead and mist our face with a beautiful setting spray, can't go wrong with, I'm going to go in with the Tarteist Pro Glow and Blush Palette. I actually meant to get the Tarteist Pro Glow and Contour Palette, but this is still such a beautiful palette. It actually has several shades of contour, blush, and highlight. What I'm going to go into is the very top. This is a just pure champagne gold highlighter, and I'm really going to just take this fan brush. Sometimes I'll go back and forth with whatever kind of brush I want to apply it with, and I'm really just going to hit that high point. Look at that. So beautiful. And I'm really going to just take this everywhere else. Chin. And this is where we can get a little crazy. Definitely feel free to highlight all over, you know, the shoulders, the décolleté right here. Kind of bring it forward and just really get in there. Oh yeah, you see that? That luminous, beautiful glow. Okay, now for the very last step, you can never go wrong with a setting spray. There are a million dupes at the drugstore. The L'Oreal Infallible is good. The Wet n Wild Cucumber Spray is good. Even the Mario Badescu facial spray with the cucumber, the rose water, he's got several different kinds. They're even cheaper than these. You can get them at Ulta for I think 16 or 18 bucks. The MAC Fix Plus is a die-hard favorite of mine. This is $27. It will last you. You can use it for anything. It's got a beautiful smell. The main ingredient here is water and glycerin, which just really allows your skin to soak up the moisture and not mattify at all. None of my setting sprays are mattifying. The Urban Decay All Nighter definitely extends the wear of your makeup, and so does the Morphe Continuous Mist Setting Spray. But MAC Fix Plus will not extend the wear. It will only kind of amplify, allow all of your products, powders, creams, liquids to really melt together and become one with your skin. So that is what we're going to do today. We're going to go in with a generous spritz of this. And then we're going to fan. Now you can either allow your face to dry just like this, or you can go back in with your sponge and just press. Like I said, don't ever drag. Just press, 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 pat, pat, pat. Allow your powders and creams and liquids to just all become one with your skin. And look at that beautiful luminous glow that we have going on here. Isn't that amazing? All right, I love you guys. That's all I have for you today in this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please go ahead and subscribe, thumbs up, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified of all my future videos. I love you guys so much. Thank you.